Tricep trouble ruining your workouts? Check out this video. Hi, I'm Dr. Joe DeMarco, chiropractor and owner of OcraMed Health. And if you work out on a regular basis, the one muscle that takes a lot of abuse during the course of the week and just doesn't get the TLC that it deserves is the triceps. This muscle group is beat up during the course of our training. We work our triceps separately just as a muscle group. It's getting beat on during shoulder days, chest days, any pushing motion, the tricep is involved. It gets a lot of wear and tear, and we don't tend to do a whole lot to help it out. So what happens with this muscle is it starts to get tight and it starts restricting ranges of motion. You'll notice weightlifters are starting to have trouble getting the arm behind the head with it bent. You might start noticing your front rack position on your front squats. You just can't seem to get those elbows up as high, and it starts to get tight, it starts losing elasticity, and that can lead to injuries. Now today, we're going to focus on the long head of the tricep, and the reason being is the long head of the tricep is unique. And for a couple reasons. One, it's the largest part of the tricep. It makes up the bulk of the tricep. The tricep itself makes up the bulk of the arm. So if you think about it, the long head of the tricep is responsible for most of the size and strength of our upper arm. Now the main reason it is unique is that all three tricep muscles attach down here on what's called the olecranon process of the ulnar, and that's why when you flex the tricep, it extends the elbow. However, the long head of the tricep, as it comes back through here, it's like I said, it's the largest section. It actually makes an attachment to the outside of the scapula, right in through here, as opposed to the other two heads of the tricep that attach directly onto the humerus. The long head has a small tendon attachment onto the scapula. And because of the location here, I find that this is an injury when the tendon of the tricep of the long head gets injured. It's a lot of times misdiagnosed. People come into the office a lot of times, they think they have a rotator cuff injury because of back in here. They think they have an injury maybe to the teres minor, the infraspinatus, those couple rotator cuff muscles, because it's in a general vicinity there. But a lot of times it's that tricep tendon that's actually inflamed, and it's because it starts to get tugged on because of the adhesions that build up in the tricep from all the stuff we're doing to them all week long. So what I want to do is I want to show you today how to do some fascial release work on the long head of the tricep. We have to keep that part of the tricep, or all of the tricep, we have to keep that muscle elastic. We have to keep those fascial adhesions out of that area. So I'm going to show you some techniques to use on how to break up and release the long head of the tricep today. So here we go. All right, so let's do some work on the long head of the tricep. Now, first off, the long head is the big section of the tricep muscle right back in this area. So when you flex your tricep, the part that kind of bumps out through here, that's what's called your lateral head. Kind of right below that is the medial head. It's small. The lateral head is that part that bumps out, and all the rest of this, all the way going back to the outside of the scapula, is that long head. So obviously it's a large section of the tricep. So before we get into some real deep fascial release work on that long head of the tricep, of course we don't want to do it cold. We want to get some blood flow into the tissue first. So, because of course we never want to do fascial release work or deep fascial release work on a cold muscle. It's a good way to get injured. We want to prevent injuries. We don't want to cause new injuries. So usually what I like to do is just take my knuckles. Now if you have some like massage cream, I have a little massage cream here. I'm just going to put some massage cream over that long head of the tricep. If you don't have any massage cream, it's okay. You can go without it. But I want to just put a little massage cream. You don't want something real oily. You don't want any heavy oils. When you do fascial release work, if you use a little massage cream, you don't want anything where you're going to be slipping and sliding off the area you work. Sometimes therapists use stuff that's just way too oily and stuff. So just some light massage cream, just to give it a little glide. And I'm going to use my knuckles to get some blood flow in there. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hand, I'm going to put it up over my shoulder like this, and then with my knuckles of my hand, I'm just going to make some long, slow strokes down my tricep. And I'm going to put some, very firm pressure as I do that. And I'm just going to go back and forth from the beginning of the tricep here near the elbow, and I'm going to just go down that long head as close to that scapula as I can get it, even if I have to kind of make a little extension with my knuckles to reach it. And I'm going to do this several times with nice firm pressure to get blood flow into the tissue. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the arm back up there, and now I'm going to make some strokes going against the fibers of that long head of the tricep, and I'm going to go back and forth like this. So I'm putting nice firm pressure in there, and I'm going right down the long head of the tricep all the way down to the scapula, and then I'll come back the other direction just like that. So I'm just going to spend a couple minutes warming up that long head of the tricep before I get into my deep fascial release work. I'm just looking to get the blood flowing. So I'm going to make strokes going this way and strokes going that way. Like I said, couple minutes just so that now I can feel it. It feels warm. It feels like it's got some blood in there. Now I'm going to move on to some of the deeper work. Now the deeper work, you're not going to be able to use a roller, of course. It's a small muscle. The long head is in a situation that we're going to use a foam roller. It's just way too big. What we're going to do is we're going to get in there with a massage ball. Of course, I'm going to use a Tai Chi ball from OcraMed Health because the texture on this thing is going to dig out any fascial adhesions in that long head of the tricep. And the way we're going to do it is we're just going to get down on the ground. The only other thing that you're going to need is grab a belt or some type of stretching strap. That's going to be a big help. And I'm going to start from the elbow side of that long head. And I'm going to have the ball right underneath the long head of that tricep. All right, we had to get that mic off. It was causing a lot of static. Alrighty, so we're going to get that ball, like I said, on the towards the elbow on the long head of the tricep like this. I'm going to try to put as much weight of my arm onto the ball, but gauge your pressure if you're not used to this type of work. I'm going to hold that strap with that hand, and the other arm, I'm going to hold the other end of the strap, and I'm going to use this arm to do the stretching. So I'm going to relax my arm with the ball. I'm going to use the other arm. I'm going to pull until that tricep is in a really, really intense stretch. And I'm going to go all the way back. So while I'm doing this stretching, I'm trying to put as much of my weight into that ball so that the prongs of that ball is getting deep into the fascia and breaking up these adhesions as I get a good stretch and release on the tricep. And I'm going to do that 5 times, at which point I'm going to move the ball down about an inch. I'm going to go back to the starting position here. From this position, I'm going to again stretch out that tricep, get a nice deep stretch on that, and come all the way back. You can do this without the strap, but the strap does give you that ability to really, really get a good stretch on that tricep. Now I'm talking here, but usually what I'm doing is when I'm doing fascial release work, I concentrate on my breathing. I do a lot of belly breathing. So as I'm doing the stretch, I'm actually going to be breathing in through my nose, letting my belly expand, and then I'm going to blow out through my mouth and let the air out, and the belly comes in. So I'm going to be, I try to breathe through this fascial release work. So I'll take a breath in through my nose, the belly's going to expand, and then I'll blow out as I'm doing it. So I'm concentrating on my breathing usually as I'm doing fascial release work. That helps with the discomfort that a lot of times is associated with fascial release work. So I'm going to be coming down an inch all at a time. Every time I come down an inch, I do 5 repetitions until I get way into that deeper part right in front of that tricep tendon, where it's going to probably get a little more uncomfortable at this point. And when I'm down deep in there, I can put more body weight. But also what I'm going to do is as I stretch this way, I'm going to keep stretching until I actually lift that elbow right off the ground and get a lot of pressure onto that Tai Chi ball, and a lot of deep tissue work is being done right now. So I'm going to come all the way back. I'm going to stretch that tricep, and I'm going to lift the elbow right off the ground to get that extra release in there. All right, so we're going to do several areas here. We're going to hit several sections. We're going to go up 1 inch increments all the way up that long head of the tricep till we get all the way back towards that scapula. Keep breathing. You're going through it. You might have some bruising the next day. You could have some discomfort the next day also in that area. That's okay. Go light at first. If you feel that you're getting a lot of soreness the next day, keep it light for a while. If the next day you feel great, try to go a little deeper. If you're having a lot of trouble with your tricep, it's very, very tight, I would work this every other day for about 30 days. If you just have a little light tightness in your triceps, then you can just do it periodically, like once a week. The key is if you're working out and you start noticing some tightness in your triceps, do those drills that we just went through to get some fascia release on the long head of your tricep. Don't wait till it builds up and it becomes a problem. We want to avoid problems because problems interfere with our training, and injuries just mess up our progress in the gym. So at the first signs of some tightness in the triceps, use that drill, work on the long head, keep it supple, keep that muscle elastic, and you're going to prevent a lot of trouble with you. A lot of trouble. You're going to prevent a lot of injuries. Okay. All right. Exercise programs, mobility plans, and our new shock release instrument are all available on my website, www.OcraMedHealth.com. For the month of December, use the coupon code DECEMBER when you order the shock release instrument, and you save $50. Alrighty, if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to my channel, OcraMed Health on YouTube. Questions about exercises or injuries, just leave a comment in the comments section below. I always get back to everyone who writes in. And don't forget, OcraMed Health is here to keep you fit forever.